Trouble yourself not with the cost of this crusade. Its noble end affords you broad tolerance in your choice of means.
Because nothing bad ever happened by deciding that the ends justify the means. Anyway, I am back to Darkest Dungeon. Let's see what the stagecoach has got for us. 2 occultists and a jester. Well, we don't have anybody else. Let's see, do I want... Nah, I don't feel like upgrading Stagecoach Network just yet. I may as well grab all 3 of them, since I have some empty spaces.
He will be laughing still at the end.
And?
To fight the abyss, one must know it.
Alright, let's see what abilities these guys have. Let's see, so he has Dirk Stab, Harvest, Battle Ballad, and Inspiring Tune. He doesn't have Finale. And, Turn Back Time? That's an interesting camping skill. What do the occultists have? So this one has Abyssal Artillery, Weird Reconstruction, Hands from the Abyss, and Daemon's Pull. This one has Sacrificial Stab, Hands from the Abyss, Daemon's Pull, and Weird Reconstruction. I may end up using them because we're going to end up having to go on a mission fairly soon. And Columbell, our new Grave Robber, while I really like the Grave Robber class, I really want a Grave Robber to have poison darts. Unless we wouldn't happen to have... No, we don't have a Resolve level 0 Plague Doctor. Anyway, our first mission of the day is going to be to try and repair the Hamlet's finances after the incident with the Shambler. So, I'm not taking on a boss. I'm going to have my revenge against the inchoate flesh, but not this turn. Not this turn? This week, I guess. It is kind of weird, because since each mission takes a week and it keeps track of which week you're on, you could kind of say that on this turn, I'm not going to do this. No, I don't know what I'm talking about. Alright, let's see. So, you get a Lock of Patience or a Bleeding Pendant. I think the Lock of Patience is the better item because, well, the Hellion is a very good hero class. They don't really do a lot to inflict bleeding. Okay. So, I could go to the Warrens, but the disease chance is pretty high. So, on the other hand, I don't know, I'd get more gold, but at the same time, I'd very possibly end up spending that extra gold on treating all the diseases we're going to get. So instead, I am bringing, especially since I'm bringing a, what's the name of this class again? What is wrong with my brain? A, Antiquarian, who I tried to call an Archivist for some reason, or an Arcanist or something. So the majority of the gold we get will be from stuff we find rather than from quest rewards. So an Arcanist and a Vestal are definitely coming, and I'm going to bring our more experienced Vestal, Traylee. Since I'm bringing the other 2 are going to be inexperienced. Who else to bring? Let me see. The Jester's preferred position is towards the back, but so is the Antiquarian, so I don't think that I should bring the Jester and the Antiquarian. Yeah, I'm really not going to be able to bring any of the new people on this mission. Actually, you know, his preferred position is actually center front, so I'm going to bring Gillian. And then for our front runner, yep, for our front runner, I'm bringing Vastal, our new, I shall be a soldier against corruption, our new Hellion. This is a somewhat fragile team. I don't have any really durable heroes, but I think I'm going to risk it. Oh, let's see. The other option would be... Let's see. So the occultist doesn't have any of his marking skills, and I can't afford to have him learn them. So the other option would be to bring Basange instead of the Hellion, since he can use Mark for Death and collect Bounty. I'm going to do that. It's slightly lower risk, since we're already bringing both a Antiquarian and someone who's Resolve level 0. I don't want to take too much risk. Alright. Just going to bring 8 food, because we only need food to deal with hunger. Alright, may as well grab another torch. And here we go. And yep, Blight and Bleed, ignore the enemy's prot.
I knew all these paths once. Now they are as twisted as my own ambitions.
Okay, this is a fairly straightforward map. In fact, unless we get scouting that tells me of something valuable here, I'll just skip this room.
Mechanical hazards, possessed by evil intent.
2 damage per round. That's a lot of damage for her only having 20 hit points. And our first enemy. Oh. Yeah, it's just a beast. I'll hit the one farthest back, and I will miss the one farthest back. Well, let's see how Nervous Stab does. Poorly. Well, may as well just use Collect Bounty to get rid of it.
Cleansed from our lands.
It's unlikely that Judgment could one-shot one of these, but I'll risk it. Well, it missed anyway. Grave Nibble. It's just such a funny sounding ability name. And he's stunned. And these guys now are faster than us, so they essentially get to take their whole turn twice. Well, I suppose they're not faster than the Occultist. Alright, Divine Comfort. The quick 4 healing on everyone. And Basange, just kill one of them again.
Executed with impunity.
Let us be done with this rabble. Well, you're the one who was stunned. I suppose I really can't blame you for that, can I? Alright, Sacrificial Stab.
Another one falls.
And Collect Bounty. And there we go. Killed it with a 17 damage critical. I really did not need that.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
And we got our first minor antique and some heirlooms. I always, for some reason, imagine an heirloom as a device for weaving heirs. It's just kind of a weird thought. And, well, we had our first successful scouting. So there's a curio, and then, of course, a room with nothing in it except enemies. And pain. Because there is always pain. Okay. Well, shovel is the solution here. Well, grave robbery pays off sometimes, it seems. Ooh, spiders. This has been a very gentle mission so far. Of course, now I've definitely jinxed it, but... No, I don't feel like dealing with the spitter. But it looks like I don't have a choice. Collect bounty. Well, let's see if I can finish it off with Nervous Stab.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
And Dazzling Light on this one. And it resisted it. Oh yay, web. Doesn't that stun? Yes it does! Oh, and it marks too. And it reduces blight resistance. That's a bad ability to be hit by. He's only blighted for 3 damage. Let's see if you can finish off this one with Nervous Stab. You can't. I honestly probably should have used a healing ability. Alright, everyone's damaged, so Divine Comfort.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
You know, I'm really glad I didn't even get to finish the sentence before something terrible happened. I'm really glad that I didn't lose those healing, what are they called? Those healing trinkets in the, oh shit. Okay, Fortifying Vapors. Try and keep him away from Death's Door if you can.
But never hidden.
Well, he would be on Death's Door right now if it weren't for that. But he's going to avoid Death's Door. Alright, Sacrificial Stab on this one.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
I maybe could have used Weird Reconstruction, but he was taking a lot of damage over time already, and there's a risk of inflicting bleeding. So... okay. 3 points for 3 rounds. Yeah, that merits an anti-venom. Okay, kill the spitter, please. Alright, there we go. So I say that this has been a really gentle mission because the enemy types we're dealing with aren't that bad. And then this happens.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Well, we got a lot of loot from that, at least. Hunger isn't likely to be much of an issue, so I'm just going to use food to heal Lassange. I am really grateful, though, with that last mission, that I did not lose the healing trinkets, because they make a huge difference. Sack's contents are mine, 500 gold. Okay, now we have a trap. 30%. His is only 10%, the occultist. Okay, Massange is 50%. I doubt the Vestal will be better, but let's actually confirm that. Yeah, the Vestal is only 30%, so... there we go. Quick light up another torch. And 2 more hallway curios, and that's it.
A fortune, waiting to be spent.
I cannot recall why we ventured onto land. Why did we leave when Mother Ocean provided all we needed beneath her tender waves? I will now return home, back to her embrace. Indecipherable scratchings fill the remainder of the page. Is that the end of the journal entry where the guy was gradually turning into a sea creature? That's interesting. Like he eventually forgets that he ever was
for
human.
a task well performed.
In the same instant, we found ourselves in a place of suffocating dark, facing a creature that defies description and whose recollection causes my quill to jump and shudder. It is merciful only fragments of our battle remain in my psyche. I see Cuthbert hacking at the quivering appendages of the monster. I recall how a piece of its flesh sloughed off and of its own twisted accord sprang onto Bolin, piercing her stout plate. The occultist, as if to offer himself as tribute, was torn apart by its writhing limbs. Somebody fought a shambler, and much like what happened to me, it went poorly. Also, somebody explained in the comments, apparently what happened with the shambler is actually anytime you're walking around with a torch level of 0,
yourself a victim to the spreading corruption, malformed with misintent.
anytime you're walking around with a torch level of 0, there is a chance that a shambler will just show up at random. So encountering that second shambler had nothing to do with the fact that I put a torch in the altar of the shambler. It was literally pure bad luck. Okay, I'm actually going to go to this room. Especially since there's an obstacle here that we're going to have to dig it out with our hands anyway. No. No. I'm not. I feel like it's mocking me. No, I already made that mistake once. I am off Shamblers for a while. Okay, that's not entirely true. I'm gonna, you know me. I couldn't quit Shamblers permanently. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna take on another Shambler sometime. Though I'm not doing that with this team. I'm gonna actually put together a team that actually has a good chance of pulling it off. All right. Dane's stashed heirlooms, 4 crests. Looks like I'm actually going to get to keep the journal pages. Oh, and we got ectoplasm. Nothing really special about these guys except for the fact that they are eldritch. And I still can't kill them in one hit. Well, nervous stab should finish the job.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them.
And I may as well use Dazzling Light because it's a free boost to the torch level. And finish it off, Basange. I said finish it off, Basange. Well, Sacrificial Stab should do the job. And it still doesn't. It always does 1 fewer damage than I need it to.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Wow, we actually managed to get nothing from that fight. It doesn't happen very often. And we don't have a shovel, so
Without
stress and
tools of
damage.
iron, you must rely on flesh, an indefatigable purpose.
Oh yay, more spiders. Well, let's try Damon's Pull again. And fail again for essentially the same reason. Well, he resisted the stun at least. Alright, Dazzling Light because the spitters can actually do quite a bit of damage. And Nervous Stab on the damaged spitter. Still not enough to kill it though. And collect bounty on one of the ones you can reach. Okay. Called your bluff, friend. Okay, he resisted the blight. Let's see if you can finish off the spitter. It is just not your day, Segair. You even haven't really had a lot of luck finding antiques either. Gonna...
Impressive.
And of course, the one time I don't risk it and attack an already damaged enemy, it gets a critical hit. Oh, let's kill the last spitter. And Divine Grace. Just quick heal him for a lot. And now, Sacrificial Stab is back to not doing enough damage to one-shot these guys. Well, they're dead now anyway.
Foolish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
A longevity eye patch. That is actually very good. And I'm actually going to continue adventuring. Because there's probably one more room left. There's no scouting, so we don't know what's in there, but it could be valuable. So, I'm just gonna eat the rest of the food to heal people. And here we go. Alright, I don't have a shovel, so I'm not gonna go for the grave. We're gonna just have to hand dig our way past that. Unfortunately, the stress levels are a little high. Okay, we have fungal scratchers. Fortunately, they can't use Rend the Marked, and they are eldritch, so Sacrificial Stab will do almost nothing. Alright, Gillian's resolve is tested, and he's paranoid.
The walls close in. The shadows whisper of conspiracy.
I'm also out of torches. Festering Vapors. Dazzling Light on one of the Scratchers, because they still have a turn yet this turn, so I can prevent us from taking some damage. And finish him. Yeah, they have high prot. Fortunately, they don't really cause that much damage. Right.
cannot even control your own thoughts, weakling.
Well, that's probably what I would have had him do anyway. Please fail. Alright, Dazzling Light on... Now I'll use it on the Acolyte.
The ground quakes.
Okay, I could use Festering Vapors, but I'm just going to have her move back 2 to reposition everyone.
Alright, they've been spying on us. They know us.
Alright, and I'm actually going to use Marked for Death on the Fungal Scratcher. You should be able to collect bounty next turn and actually kill it. And it also reduces its protection. That's not good. Well, I need a Sacrificial Stab on this one just to make absolutely sure I can kill it with Collect Bounty. And I'm just going to keep stacking Festering Vapors to increase the amount of blight damage the Acolyte takes. Use Dazzling Light on the one I won't kill next turn. And it resisted. Alright. And Collect Bounty. Looks like Sacrificial Stab was unnecessary. Alright. Well, I'm still using it on this one. Missed anyway. Divine Comfort, because everybody's health is getting a little low.
Stay back, I know you seek to steal my power.
A death by inches.
Its blight resistance is only 60%. Well, I suppose I can keep trying to blight it then. Yeah, Groping Swipe isn't going to do you a whole lot of good. And Collect Bounty. So you attacked the corpse and you reduced the torch level while doing it. Yeah, heroes being afflicted can be bad. Okay, so he's still not blighted, but his blight resistance is down to 12. I'm just gonna heal everyone.
A momentary abatement. A devastating blow.
Alright, and that takes care of that. And we actually got a pretty good amount of loot.
So clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Okay, so there was nothing else in this room, but we did at least have that one battle, which got us some useful stuff, though it's going to take a while to de-stress everyone. And let's collect our rewards.
Bring soldiers and supplies. Let them arrive unharried.
So a total of about 10,000 gold, plus a trinket. And more heirlooms. Okay, Gillian has attained enlightenment, and that's bad, apparently. Finally, someone has disease resistance! Right, and Seguier is soft, but she's also on guard, because I guess she knows that she's soft.
The preponderance of rare and exotic injuries makes this place perfect for the study of suffering.
Okay, yeah, that weird transition you just saw was because the game actually crashed while it was trying to load after the end of the quest. The fact that we have 10,115 gold and all these heirlooms means that that quest did actually happen and did save properly, but yeah. And okay, so everything at the, whatever this place is called, the sanitarium, is free. Alright. Well, to start off, I have some diseases I need to treat. So, Damour, treat the worries. And Adenel, treat the fits. So we're fixing worries and fits. Now, what can I do for quirks? Well, for that, I want it to be for heroes that are particularly valuable. So Cardinal has deviant tastes, not allowed into the brothel. Tuckered out, which causes her to cause less damage if her health is low. Unquiet mind, which means she can't meditate. Sickly, which is reduced disease resistance, or weak grip on life, which reduces death blow resistance. I think that's what I'm going to spend money on. Or, well, not really spend money. Her positive quirks are... she has increased speed if her health is low, but reduced damage. Well, yeah, reduced damage is irrelevant for a Vestal, because if her health is below 50%, I'm going to have her heal something. Because either I have her heal herself, or if she's not healing herself, it's because someone else is injured and needs to be healed. Slugger is largely irrelevant. Thick-blooded is pretty good, but yeah, I'm gonna get rid of weak grip on life. Which actually raises an interesting question, since it's free to do this. But it raises an interesting question. So, wait, what's in that syringe? So, if a hero, actually wondering if it's worth it to increase the number of treatment slots to 2, since it's free this week, but that's probably not worth spending heirlooms on. Just kind of raises the question, though, if I remove a quirk at the sanitarium, can that quirk come back if I remove a negative quirk? Doctor, Crusader, or Bounty Hunter? I'm gonna go with the Plague Doctor.
What better laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield?
Let's see, I could get an upgrade to the Stagecoach network, which will increase the number of available heroes. And in particular, having 4 is nice because it means that if we lose an entire team, I can replace an entire team. But then again, the other argument in favor of an increased Stagecoach network is it gives me more options when deciding who to accept. Let's see. It's going to be quite a while before we have enough heirlooms to upgrade most anything in the blacksmith, really, or the guild. I suppose I could upgrade training regimen to reduce the cost of upgrading skills, but I think I'm going to hold off on that, and for now, I will upgrade the Stagecoach network.
Word is traveling. Ambition is stirring in distant cities. We can use this.
Let's see, I could upgrade the bar, but I do the majority of my stress treatment in the Abbey. But I don't really have the means to upgrade the Abbey because I've already upgraded it further than I've upgraded the bar. So while I don't rely too heavily on stress relief facilities, it's also been a long time since I upgraded any of them. So I think I'll upgrade the bar to reduce treatment cost. Alright, and now it's time for some stress treatment. Let's see. Gillian definitely needs to be treated, and he can only be cloistered, so let's cloister him. Alright. Who else needs it? Seguier probably, but not necessarily. Traley and Emery. Let's see. I believe Traley also will only meditate. So I'll drop her in the other meditation slot. And then I think I'm gonna have Emery go get very, very drunk. Alright. And then Seguier. Yeah, I already have a second whatever the name of that class is that I can't. Why can I not remember the name Antiquarian? Why is Antiquarian trying to be replaced as like Arcanist or Archivist or Activist? I don't know what's going on with my brain today. But this leaves us with a few thousand gold that we can afford to spend on upgrading heroes. But I think we're actually going to need to do another mission to get more money. Let's see. One of the Hellions is definitely going on the next mission. So, let's look at Roared. Let's see what I can upgrade. I can't upgrade your abilities because you're Resolve level 0, of course. Can't upgrade your equipment for the same reason. I should really know that already. Alright. What abilities does Bowen have? He has Hue, Chop, Solemnity. There's Intimidate, which can remove stealth and mark a target. And then Withstand. I think I'm gonna have him learn. So let me ask another question. Do I have somebody else who can take advantage? Yeah, Basange is actually still in good shape. So I think I'm going to have Bowen learn Purge so that I can equip that instead of Withstand. That would imply equipping 5 abilities. I would actually be dropping... Oh, right, I already... No, I didn't. I really am honestly not sure why I just had him learn Purge, because I want him to use Hue, Chop, Solemnity, and Intimidate. Yes, sometimes my decisions don't even make sense to me. Let's see. For Basange... So upgrading Collect Bounty does not actually ever increase its damage to marked. It always does plus 90%. It increases its extra damage to human, its critical rate, and its accuracy. You see, Caltrops is an alright ability. I suppose I still want to upgrade Collect Bounty to make it more accurate. And the other thing is that, let's see, Lulier, I want her to know the 4 abilities that she knows specifically. She just already has the exact ability set that I want her to have. Let's see, the other person who's probably going on the next mission is Fairfax, because we're still poor. It's Festering Vapors, Get Down. I actually like Get Down, because it means if she gets pulled out of position, she can move herself back and receive a buff. Flash Powder would only be good if I take her on medium or higher difficulty missions, because on novice missions, you don't actually deal with enemies in stealth. Fortifying, so I'd probably... I don't particularly like Protect Me either. I mean, the extra prot could be somewhat nice, but it's a very situational ability. Whereas Fortifying Vapors is... As long as anyone is damaged, it can do at least something useful, and the extra bleed and blight resistance can be useful in certain fights. So I'm going to learn Fortifying Vapors. And, let's see, what else? I'll take, well, let's see. You're the occultist I didn't use. Let's see. I want you to have Sacrificial Stab. And... I think that's really all I can reasonably afford to spend right now. I admittedly, this is a little bit more, than I would normally set aside to provision another mission, but I want to make sure that I can get all of the provisions I need. I don't want to run out of shovels again. So, with that, we're pretty much on to another mission, but I'm going to get us a fresh recording file so that I can make sure that that crash didn't do anything to the old recording or mess up the recording system in general. So, I will be back in a second.
All my life I could feel an insistent gnawing in the back of my mind. It was a yearning, a thirst for discovery that could be neither numbed nor sated.
So I suppose the lesson here is that curiosity kills the world, the everyone, apparently. honestly, when we're done with this, at least some of us will probably be alive. See if the stagecoach has anybody worth recruiting. I don't think so. And with 4,200 gold, we're in as good of a shape as we're going to get for taking on the next mission, so let's do this. As useful as the Book of Sanity would be, I don't think we're ready to take on the Encoded Flesh yet. Let's see. I could take on the Purifying the Altars mission. And I'd get the Book of Constitution. Let's see. Alternatively, we can take on. Oh, this also is a mission to gather 3 holy relics. So that's the same kind of mission. Though it would give me the Fortunate Armlet, which would be very useful for the leper. The extra accuracy and the critical rate would dull the leper's greatest weakness, and while it makes him take more stress, Solemnity can really deal with that. Alternatively, I can get I can take a short mission to a short skirmish mission in the Weald, which will get me the Warrior's Bracer, or a short skirmish mission in the Warrens, which will also get me the Warrior's Bracer. The only difference is whether I get portraits or deeds. I think I'm actually going to go after Purifying the Altars, and I'm going to leave our Antiquarian behind. I was expecting to bring an Antiquarian on the next mission and try and get more artifacts, but I'm not taking an Antiquarian on a mission that looks like it might be difficult. Instead, I'm bringing a Vestal, I'm bringing Tardif, our man-at-arms, and let's see. The occultist who is not meditating his cares away doesn't know. That's the wrong hero. Doesn't know any abilities that cause Mark. So Emery is also drinking his cares away. Let's see. Who would be a good? You know, Tornavel could actually be okay. Alright, now for trinkets, that's what they're called. Let's see. First I need to figure out which Vestal is carrying my Book of Holy Healing. Treylee's. I'm really missing the option from XCOM to just automatically remove all equipment from people who aren't in the party right now, so that I can just push a button and instantly remove everybody's, let me see if there's a button to do that here. Just as I'm complaining about not having it, I have the option to unequip all trinkets. There we go. And now I can just equip people as I go into a mission. Alright. So our Vestal gets the Tome of Holy Healing and the Sacred Scroll. So it does reduce the chance of inflicting stun, but for the extra healing, I'd say that's worth it. The Plague Doctor gets, I closed the wrong menu. What do we got for a Plague Doctor? The Blasphemous Vial increases the odds of inflicting stun and blight. But it also increases his stress, and he's resolve level 0. Focus Ring could be good. You know, he's resolve level 0, so it's very likely that his resolve will be tested. Let's give him the Hero's Ring. And then, let's go with the Book of Intuition, right? And the Longevity Eye Patch that we just got from Man-at-Arms. And, yeah, let's go with the Recovery Charm. And now for Basange, the Camper's Helmet And yeah, we lost the unmovable helmet when the previous man-at-arms died. But the heavy boots, move resistance and prot at the cost of speed. Alright? However, I think that I need to switch the positions of Basange and Tardif. Alright, there we go. And we're equipped. So now the question is, do I want to take on Purifying the Altars or Gathering the Holy Relics? Let's see. The Fortunate Armlet is pretty good. Whereas the Book of Constitution is honestly not very good. Though, admittedly, we're talking about 5 deeds as opposed to 2 portraits. You know, even though the Book of Constitution isn't that good, it could still be useful if we're exploring the Warrens. I get more deeds, and I don't believe we've gotten Silence in the Crypts before. I've gotten All Saints' Day. I believe all that does is it makes it so that services in the chapel are free for 1 day. Well, 1 week, I suppose. But I want to see what Silence in the Crypts does. So, right. Since we're going to be camping, I'm going to bring a bit more food than usual. Bring plenty of shovels. Though I don't think I need as many shovels because I think the most of the curios that require shovels to interact with them are don't happen in the crypts. I think this is enough. Don't have any holy water, but I think we can live without it since holy water is only really there for curio interactions. So, alright, let's embark. If you live for risk and darkness, by all means bring few torches. You talk, the loading screen talks like I do that on purpose.
Can the defiled be consecrated? Can the fallen find rest?
Okay, this is actually a pretty fortunate layout. We just have 1 bit of backtracking to do. Right, I believe the bounty hunter has our best chance, and he succeeded. Let me see. Let's see what medicinal herbs would do. Okay, medicinal herbs
gold,
are the right
trinkets
one.
and baubles, paid for in blood.
Though admittedly, that's not exactly much of a haul for medicinal herbs. But, well, can't win every time. Ah, Quarrel. How I didn't miss you.
Dazed, reeling, about
You know,
to break.
I feel like the Ruins has more enemies with abilities that I just do not like dealing with. Alright, I'm actually gonna go with... Yeah, I'm gonna go with Divine Grace on the Vestal this turn and Divine Grace on the Plague Doctor next turn. Because I think using Divine Comfort would be too slow. That may have been a mistake. Okay, I'm gonna mark the soldier for death. Though I'm probably not going to be using Collect Bounty too much, I'm mostly going to be using Rampart and then taking advantage of enemies' stuns later. However, right now, I'm actually using Defender on the guy who hasn't been healed yet. So of course they target the other one with Quarrel. Well, at least it missed. Well, let's just keep stacking up plague damage. And collect bounty.
Back to the pit.
It's the end of him. Okay, Divine Grace. And since still neither of them is at full health, I can use Divine Comfort next turn and also heal the Bounty Hunter. And the Man-at-Arms! It's like everybody's gonna need some healing. And Rampart. I wonder if I could actually use Rampart to throw the corpse back. That didn't occur to me until a moment ago. Well, let's just use Plague Grenade again to make really, really sure these guys die next turn. And This kind of stuff is why I like the Plague Doctor. Bone Arablest is now taking 12 damage per round from Blight.
The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
And...
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
I'm gonna try a torch for the sarcophagus. I'm betting this is a holy water interaction, and we don't have any. So I'm just gonna leave it. Right. And bookshelf. I know torches caused problems with a previous book interaction, but let's see. Nope, nothing. This is another one that seems like a holy water interaction. Once again, we don't have any. And we got hunger. So now we've removed a stack of food, and I just lit the last in that stack of torches, so I guess at least we have inventory space now. No scouting, though. I'm gonna admit, though, I feel like Darkest Dungeon is being uncharacteristically kind with this mission. Oh. And I guess I didn't get a choice about salvaging the torch, not that I mind. Whoa! That's not good.
Cruel machinations spring to life. With a singular purpose.
I'm already really happy that I gave the Plague Doctor the item that increases his virtue chance, because it seems very likely that his resolve will be tested. Okay.
Mind that such missteps are the exception, and not the rule.
Okay, Tornavel, I think we can just safely say the universe hates you. He was the one who got hit, or is it that the person I'm controlling is always the one who gets hit by the trap? Also, why were there rubies inside of a brazier? Corrupted altar. Oh, this is our first quest curio. Well, we're making progress. And we surprised the enemy, that's always good. Okay, so two of my least favorite enemies, the Bone Arablest and the Bone Courtier. Fortunately, I can spam Plague Grenade. Now let's just... critical healing. That is nice. Alright. And I'm just gonna try and kill the Bone Rabble.
Be gone, fiend.
And... You know, I'm actually pretty sure the Man-at-Arms is durable enough to handle this. Retribution.
A powerful blow.
This line will not break. Now I just need to pair Retribution with Defender so that more than half the time the enemy needs a counterattack. Alright. And Plague Grenade again, just to guarantee with absolute certainty that those two die, leaving only the Bone Soldier. And Divine Grace on good old Basange. He has been a trooper.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
On the other hand, Retribution turned out to be pretty much useless. Honestly, it would have been more helpful to just use Rampart.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Of course, whether or not it would have been more helpful is kind of academic. It really ended up not mattering much.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
Gotten hunger twice in a single mission. I don't think that happens very often.
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
And let's read a journal page. I now find myself back in the Warrens among the remains of my companions. My wounds are too severe to allow the completion of my task. Thus the desecration must resume another time. Curious, there is a ring in my pocket. Where it came from I cannot begin to guess, though it bears the sigil of the estate's ancestral owner. Very curious. I think we're actually going to drop the medicinal herbs to keep that. Kind of against my better judgment, but I actually kind of want to hold on to these. Both because I might actually do like a dramatic reading of all of them once I've collected them all, and because since you can access them from the hamlet once you've collected them, and because apparently each one of those is occupying a space that could be occupied by
laden
loot.
with loot are often low on supplies.
That could be occupied by a piece of loot, and so by collecting them, they can't. Once you've collected a particular one, that one can't appear again, increasing the odds of encountering loot in the same space. I'm not keeping this one though, because I know it's not worth dropping something again. Day 4. The road to this damned hamlet was a tricky one. I think I've already read this one actually. Alright. But yeah, you guys can, I guess you guys can probably look forward to that, a dramatic reading of all of the notes at some point. Oh yay, tempting goblet. Well, have some plague grenade. And actually I'm gonna use flashbang on the bone soldier. And he completely resisted that. Oh, let's use dazzling light on the bone soldier. And he resisted that too. This has been a very plague grenade worked basically, but otherwise everything else on both sides has been failing. And I just had to open my mouth. I had to say something, and then it changed. Alright. Divine Comfort, because everybody's a little damaged. And now the Vestal is a lot of damaged. Well, one more Plague Grenade, and these two are both out. Which also means I don't really need to worry about corpses, because the back line is actually going to die first. Though I feel like we've killed this specific group of enemies 3 times in this one. Okay. Rampart. And he resisted both the knockback and the stun, so just finish off the rabble.
Executed with impunity.
He's dead. Alright, Divine Comfort again. I was hoping for more than that. I've been spoiled by higher resolve.
This is how a life is taken.
Let's see. Incision is not going to kill him, so I'm going to use Battlefield Medicine on the Vestal. Won't do much, but it'll do something. And collect bounty.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Okay. Things are definitely being dropped. I'm gonna drop the Citrine and the Jade. I considered dropping the Anti-Venom, but the moment I do that, I will encounter something that can inflict blood. I just know. Maybe I'll encounter the Collector or something. I'm not even sure the Collector can inflict blight. Also, congratulations! This has turned into an exploration mission. With the exception of having 2 of our inventory splots? Yes, 2 of our inventory splots are being used by the consecrated essence. Other than that, all of the unique challenges of this kind of mission are basically gone. Alright. And I'm going to give up the Jade and the journal page. I probably should have read it, though. And we have our 3rd instance of hunger in a single mission. That's abnormal. Okay, still doing Plague Grenade to get rid of the Aura Blasts. But this is a situation where the Rampart Collect Bounty combo can be very useful. Especially since the Bone Soldier is not much of a threat. First thing I'm going to try is, well, the Vestal's stun skills have reduced accuracy. They may still be accurate enough. Yep. And now it's just a question of whether the Bounty Hunter acts before the Bone Defender does. He does. Finish him. Unfortunately, that didn't finish him. Well, let's go with Crush then. And he'll be down next turn. Stun resistor, no. Oh, in that case, let's use Dazzling Light on the soldier.
That devastating blow.
Well, he resisted that one. But everyone gets really excited about, and the Vestal shouts, "You are damned!" for the
Surges as the enemy
the one that
crumbles.
didn't actually accomplish much of anything at all. Like, her total accomplishment for that was to inflict 1 damage. And yet everyone's really excited about that one. But the previous one, where she actually stunned the Bone Defender and pretty much guaranteed that he would die without doing anything, meh, we get those all the time. And yeah, I know, it's because she got the critical in the second one. I still just think it's fun. I think I can finish this guy off with a decision. I think I could have finished that guy off with a decision if it had hit.
Maintain the offensive.
Divine Comfort. Try and heal us up closer to full health before the fight ends. And I don't need Collect Bounty for the
Press
extra damage to kill
disadvantage.
that.
Give them no quarter.
And there we
Remind
go.
yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Alright. And that's 2 out of 3. We're almost there. I may not even end up having to use the firewood. Oh. Well, he's okay. Though I guess I was right that there are things that can cause blight in here. So now it's the same group for what is either the 3rd or the 4th time, but now they're in a slightly different order. Well, the good news is we know exactly what to do with this group. It'll be fun when I get to upgrade Plague Grenade. See if we can stun that guy. And finish him. Well, attempt to finish him. There. Now he's dead. Of course, since the Bone Aura Blast finally managed to resist Blight, corpses could actually be a problem now. Because I could very well have the Aura Blast in position 3 refusing to die. And Tornavel came out masochistic.
Those who covet injury find it in no short supply.
Well, that's the risk you take. I'm assuming there's somewhere on someone's character panel where it's actually possible to tell what their... I'm just going to heal everyone. I'm assuming that somewhere it's possible to tell on a character panel what their virtue chance actually is. Like their total virtue chance. Because that would actually be a useful thing to know. Alright.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
Okay. And I may as well work on getting rid of the corpses so that we can target the Arbalest. Fortunately, I believe both the Bounty Hunter and the Man-at-Arms can comfortably hit position 3, so the one remaining corpse really doesn't matter anymore. And now it really doesn't matter because he's in position 2. Alright. Stay back, I am cultivating this wound for science!
The war can be healed, but never hidden.
This is what happens when you bring a mad scientist on your exploration mission. Okay,
Seize
so...
this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
all it's offering us is a dodge stone, and we actually already have several of those. Alright. And successful scouting. Okay. Apparently the torch is actually the right move in this situation, so let's try it. Or I misunderstood the...
As life ebbs, terrible vistas of emptiness reveal themselves.
Or I misunderstood the thing. I thought that was a positive thing, and apparently I was wrong. Well, and now we're fighting. Yay. Ow. Well, time to fix this. Still using Plague Grenade. It can only hit the one Arbalest, but, well, the Arbalest is enough of a problem to warrant that. Divine Grace, and see if we can get him off of Death's... well, farther away from Death's door. And... Just gonna use collect bounty on the. No, I'm gonna use finish him on the Aura Blast. See if we can wear him down a little more quickly. Ow. Very ow.
Concentration.
And bump in the night, which does almost nothing. Well, let's see what Rampart does for us. Alright, Divine Comfort, and I will be able to use Finish him next turn.
Healed, but never hidden.
Yeah, somehow I thought that because the stress indicator next to the torch was like white instead of black, I thought that meant that it would have a positive effect rather than a negative one. I was painfully wrong. Alright, and because his prod is so high, even with Finish him, it doesn't do much damage. Well, I'm going to use Incision, may as well try to wear him down. Not surprised that he resisted bleeding, since I don't think he even has blood. Yeah, they have 200% bleed resistance. I assume 200% bleed resistance is basically no attack has more than a 200% chance of causing bleeding. And so, if they have 200% bleed resistance, they just cannot be made to bleed ever. Okay.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
And
as the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
And let's make camp. Just have a full meal. I'd rather expire slowly than eat this. Alright? So let's see. What can we do to reduce the, Alright, let's start with Encourage on the Plague Doctor so he doesn't have another heart attack. Well, let's try Chant then, same thing. Alright, that worked a little bit at least. What else? I may as well use Scout ahead. And then I'm going to use Pep Talk on the Plague Doctor. And do multiple instances of Pep Talk stack? Actually, I'll just use Scouting so we aren't likely to be surprised. And cue the inevitable Midnight Ambush.
Darkness
Called it.
closes in,
Called it.
haunting the hearts of men.
And he's opening up a Tempting Goblet, which means almost a guaranteed heart attack. And he's on Death's Door again. I was hoping to prevent that by giving him the Hero's Amulet, but it didn't work. Well, no use crying about spilled milk. Let's see if we can get the Vestal back into position-ish. Okay. And Plague Grenade. See if you can get rid of the Bone Court here, because he's the real threat.
Another one falls.
And I'm just gonna gamble that I can kill this guy in one hit. No, I'm using Defender to save the Plague Doctor. That was the right move. Now use Crush. Yeah, and it wouldn't have even killed the Bone Rabble had I used Crush earlier. That's not good. Oh, Dazzling Light, see if you can finish this guy off. And finish him. He's not stunned, but it'll still kill him.
Decisive pummeling.
Especially if it's a critical.
Success so clearly in view.
Alright, and use the one food to get him off of Death's Door.
Trick of the light.
And with how things are going, as soon as we find the last relic, I am immediately retreating from the dungeon. We must know what is within. And we found gold, or I guess we created gold. Who knew the Plague Doctor would be so good at alchemy? Right? Room battle with a curio. Okay. Or no, not a room battle with a curio, just a curio. Okay, A Plague Doctor with 1 hit point and 188 stress is more than we can reasonably handle. So, I'm gonna complete the quest, and then I think we should get out of the dungeon. Let's return to the hamlet. I'm not taking any more risks.
Beacons in the darkness, stars in the emptiness of the void.
Only 4,400 gold, plus the 4,500 direct reward. Pretty good haul of heirlooms, though. Of course, the Plague Doctor is going to be crying and hugging his knees for a while. Okay, Tardiv is a night owl. That's really only marginally useful. It's not terrible, I suppose it's helpful in, And once again, after taking massive stress in the ruins, he has reduced stress in the cove. Like, okay, I'm fine as long as we're not in the ruins. Also, I suppose Night Owl could be useful for a nighttime ambush.
The shuffling dead are silenced. We have claimed dominion over the ruins once more.
Okay. Reports from the hill cottages confirm a welcome reduction in the general air of malaise in and around the old ruins. So we get extra resolve experience and inflict extra damage on our next quest in the ruins. In the future, I might want to take advantage of that when I want to take on a boss in the ruins. And I suppose I could take on the Fulminating Prophet. I can put together a team of Resolve level 3. Unfortunately, it wouldn't be the best team composition in the world. It would be Sordaval, Vavasur, Bertrand, and I could have sworn I had a 4th person of the right resolve level, but I actually don't, so I couldn't really put together such a team. I suppose I could bring Traley, who is resolve level 2, and thus I believe is allowed to take on veteran missions, but that would probably not be a good idea for taking on a boss. Anyway, I am going to spend this moderate bounty that we've collected for this mission, but before I do that, I am going to get us up a fresh recording file. So, I will be back in a second.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Alright, I am back, and let's spend the mediocre bounty that we have obtained from this last mission. Alright, well, to start off, let's de-stress some people. Let's see, the top priorities are Tourneville, who can only meditate, and Adenel, just get the afflicted people stress treatment. I'm gonna put him in the bar. And we only have 6,300 gold. I'm inclined to just go into another mission immediately. Well, we have some heirlooms to spend first. Alright. I always check these first. I could potentially upgrade the training regimen for the guild. I would need to trade some things around. I probably don't have enough heirlooms to upgrade the furnace for the what's it called? For the... Wait, that's the wrong slider. I need... It's for the blacksmith. Let's see, I need 24 deeds, I have 12. That would put me up to 16. And that would put me up to 19. So yeah, I can't upgrade the... I can't upgrade any part of the blacksmith. Let's see. Looking at the stagecoach... In order to accept anyone, I obviously would need to get rid of someone. Is there anyone I really want to get rid of? I don't think so. And, well, none of these heroes is of a bad class. They're all classes I already have a fair number of. However... I am going to give up a few crests for one bust. and get the experienced recruits upgrade, so that we will occasionally get resolve level 1 heroes. Any other upgrades I can afford? I could afford to upgrade the bar, or I could easily afford to upgrade the brothel. Let's look into upgrading the abbey first. Okay, I can't realistically afford to upgrade the abbey. What about the survivalist? Nope. And what about the nomad wagon? Also no. I'd have to trade away most of my deeds. So the question is, do I want to upgrade something in the tavern, or do I just want to wait? I think... I very rarely use the tavern as a de-stressing facility, because I think it's actually been more effective to just focus on the abbey, so that the abbey is higher quality. So, for now, I think I'll hold off on upgrading anything else, and I'm going to start another mission. And yeah, the first 2 missions for this episode were fairly short, so I'm actually going to do another one in this episode. Let's see. I might be pushing Basanj a little hard by sending him on this mission, but I think I'm actually going to stick with the same team, except I'm also bringing Seguier. Let's see, I could detoxify some corpses. That would give me another camper's helmet, but we do already have one of those. And then it would give me Sunshine in the Thicket, which it doesn't tell me what that is. I could also do another cleansing mission, and it would give me another longevity eye patch, which would give me the opportunity to send a man-at-arms into battle, equipping 2 longevity eye patches. It would also give me some deeds and a fair amount of gold. Let's see, I could also do a exploration mission in the Warrens to get a feather crystal, but honestly the feather crystal isn't very good. And a long mission in the Warrens does not sound like a good idea, because, well, a long mission in the Warrens means a lot of opportunity to be jumped. And I also just remembered the obvious, that I received increased experience in the ruins. Let's see. The other option would be to take on the Fulminating Prophet. Nah, even with the bonus that I would receive, I still think the Fulminating Prophet can wait for another time. Especially since I don't really have the heroes to put together an effective veteran level mission right now. So, let's go with an exploration mission in the ruins. So long missions, so we're going to want to bring a fair amount of food. Decent number of shovels, a bit of anti-venom, some bandages, a couple skeleton keys, a couple medicinal herbs, plenty of torches, and a couple of holy water. And since we have a bit of money left over, that's going into bandages. And that looks about right. Yeah, once holy idols and shrines have been corrupted to favor pagan gods, holy water can restore them to their rightful condition. It can also cause them to explode and damage your heroes, depending on
Pace out
what
the
move
halls
the game
of your
is in.
lineage once familiar, now foreign.
Really shouldn't be surprised, considering the fact that this is a long mission, but this mission is going to be challenging. Well, I live for a challenge.
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
I suppose it might bode ill that our first hallway contained an obstruction. Alright. Okay, I can't hit the Aura Blast, so I'm gonna hit this guy instead and miss. Oh. Festering vapors on the Aura Blast.
Impressive.
I'm actually just going to use Collect Bounty on the rabble and fail to kill him. Well, in that case, I'm just going to use Crush to finish him off.
To the pit.
In hindsight, I probably should have still used Rampart anyway. I think I may have overextended myself a little bit. I underestimated just how stressed the non-afflicted people were. This is kind of turning into an unintentional challenge run by the time I forgot to buy any torches. Well, let's see if we can stun this guy. We can! And Festering Vapors again. Just keep accumulating blight damage. And Quarrel missed. Finally, some good news. Graveyard Slash didn't miss, though. And finish him on the courtier.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
And I don't feel like risking trying to kill him with Crush, so I'll use Rampart. Because he is stunned, and Basange can still reach him.
Sedated.
I'm gonna have to deal with Quarrel one last time. And it hit this time, too. It hit quite hard. Oh, Fortifying Vapors. Right. Is healing oh, and well, I forgot that his stun would wear off, but Crush should finish the job.
The fiends must be driven back.
And Flashbang. Clearly, you cannot decide for yourself considering what you decided.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Ooh, the Drifter's Buckle. That's a new one on me. And between the high stress levels,
the promise of safety,
and between the high stress levels and the fact that we get to rest twice on this mission, I think oh, she's a Ruins phobe. I really should have known better than to bring her here. I think I'm going to have everyone rest. I'm going to rest in our first room, actually. So you have Encourage, Resupply, and I'm just seeing if I can change anybody's camping skills around. Nope, each character only has 3 camping skills. But let's make camp. Let's see if we can reduce the stress levels in the dungeon.
Together, furtive and vulnerable, rats in a maze.
Well, that was counterproductive. Right. Encourage on the Vestal. That was unsuccessful. Okay, she can't use Chant on herself, nor can she use Encourage on herself. In that case, I'll use Chant on someone else. And reveal my secrets? I think not! Well, let's see if we can at least prevent her stress from increasing further. Does Paranoid just mean she can't benefit from any camping skills whatsoever? Well, in that case, I'm going to use Scout Ahead, and then we'll just call it good.
Secrets and wonders can be found in the most tenebrous corners of this place.
Oh, yay. Well, we're severely out of position. Oh, Divine Comfort. And move back 2, and now we're mostly back into position. I'm just gonna see if Collect Bounty can kill the rabble.
Executed with impunity.
And Rampart can't hit the Arablest, but it can knock the rabble back, allowing us to reach the Arablest. Use Festering Vapor. Actually, I'm gonna use Nervous Stab, it'll deal more damage. That was actually pretty good damage. Divine Grace on yourself, hope for critical healing and the associated stress reduction. fail to have your hopes granted. And he uses bayonet jab, which moves it back into position. Let's see what happens when you kill someone with Rampart.
Surges as the enemy crumbles.
And collect bounty. And it finished him off.
Give them no quarter.
Alright. So we're just going to be going through the whole mission with a paranoid Vestal. Altar of Light. Holy Water. Okay, so she received a buff. Just increased damage. I was hoping that would reduce her stress. Alright. Well, we surprised the enemy. Nervous stab on the spitter. Judgment on the spitter.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Alright, that reduced your stress a little bit. Collect bounty.
Be gone, fiend.
And crush! Oh, finally, something had to miss. Well, it was inevitable sooner or later. Please miss. Or not. Well, she resisted being blighted. That's not good. Oh, Divine Comfort. So yeah, replace your divot in the air. Alright, Nervous Stab. Still didn't kill. And collect bounty. And of course they're focusing on the Vestal. And she's blighted now. Oh.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
And since she's stunned, she can't use anti-venom. Of course, she doesn't really need anti-venom with how little damage she's taking. Right? Of course, when the enemy has 1 hit point left, you get a critical hit and do 17 damage.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Right? And successful scouting. Whoa, secret door this way too. We're definitely going this way. Even if we end up having to retreat from the mission. Though I'm actually kind of okay with letting the Vestal be damaged because it gives her the opportunity to heal herself and potentially get critical healing.
Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Ah, an oldie but a goodie. Torch beyond measure. But the Vestal being injured gives the opportunity for her to heal herself and get critical healing, which would reduce her stress level. Stack of books. Not the torch. Not the holy water. You know, I have a whole bunch of bandages. Yeah, I didn't think so. I'm gonna risk it. Let's just see what happens. That's what happens. Oops. I really shouldn't have taken that risk. One of these days I'm gonna figure out what that interaction actually is. Alright, we surprised the enemy. Alright. Let's see. Festering vapors on the Fusilier. Divine Grace on yourself, see if you can get a critical. Or otherwise reduce your stress level. Alright, mark the bloodletter for death. And Rampart on... Actually, I'm going to use Defender on the Vestal. Because her taking damage could lead to her taking stress damage, which could lead to her having a heart attack, and I don't want her to have a heart attack. Of course, it won't do any good against blanket fire. Ow.
Blurred vision. The end approaches.
Ow. And I'm just going to say ow preemptively for point blank shot. Well, this should do a lot of damage. It did. That's not good. Oh, Divine Comfort. This is going to end with the Antiquarian single-handedly killing the Fusilier, isn't it? Just by wearing it down with light damage. Oh yay, Rain of Whips. I don't like that ability very much. Fortunately, he's still marked, so how much is he bleeding for? Not very much. I'm gonna use Crush on the Cutthroat, to at least wear him down. And the Bloodletter, it's Divine Comfort again. And the Bloodletter is going to die next turn when I hit him with Blight Bound. And the Fusilier is going to die next turn when the Blight takes him. Okay.
The beast, the greater the glory.
Still have to deal with one more slice and dice, though.
The slow death, unforeseen, unforgiving.
And let's see if you can finish him off with Crush. You can.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Okay, Eldritch Altar. Let's see what happens when I use a torch. Nothing. I'm not interacting with this without some kind of item, and I can't find any that seem to work. So I walked right past the secret room despite having scouting telling me where it was. Oh, skeleton key. And let's see what we get. What we get is what appears to be a new record for the largest amount of loot to find in a single place. Let's drop the holy water. So the trapezohedrons can only be kept in stacks of 1. So what else to drop? I think we're gonna drop the Drifter's Buckle for the trapezohedron, and then I'm gonna give up the rare antique. It would be valuable, but we don't really have space for it. Okay, back to here. And forward. Now let's see what we get. We seem to have bitten off a bit more than we can chew with this mission, but I'm going to keep powering through it until someone's at death's door. That's my plan. I'm at least going to hold out until somebody is actually on death's door. Of course, critical healing when I don't need it on the people whose stress doesn't need to go down, or just doesn't need to go down as badly. Honestly, as long as the Vestal doesn't have a heart attack, we're okay. And if she does, it means we need to get out before her stress level goes any higher. Alright, and Judgment. And Judge Miss. Well, I can finish it off with Nervous Stab.
Well.
I mean, we've already
Remind
got...
yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Locked display cabinet. I'm going to come back for that. We might end up using up a stack of supply items before we get there. Since I have to go back through this hallway anyway. What? Screw it. Let's see what this does. I'm not risking a shovel. A skeleton key doesn't make any sense. I got nothing. Okay, and that's the end of this hallway. You know what? Screw it. Didn't think so. Yeah, I really have had... there may just not be a positive curio interaction with that. I'm down to trying stuff that I know doesn't make any sense just to see if it does something. Alright, let's see what we get here. Okay, so there's 750 gold we would have to drop. Well, we are so flush with gold, I'm okay with losing that extra 750. It is going to be a bit of a walk to get back to the parts of the ruins we haven't explored yet. Right. And the last hallway of backtracking, and then we're back on to exploring new ground. Still a fair amount we have to do yet. Like I said, as long as the Vestal manages to remain alive, I think we're okay. Oh, another one of these. And we'd have to leave behind... Well, I'm not dropping emerald for a stack of 175 gold. I know gold can stack up to 2,500, but emerald can stack up to more than that. Oh, great. Festering vapors. He's decided to go bump in the night. Light a torch. Dazzling light. And he is stunned.
Is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
I really need to keep the Vestal from being hit by Tempting Goblin. Alright, that's the rabble down, and the remaining enemy is stunned. Okay, Divine Comfort.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
Festering Vapors again. And his stun is worn off, and now I just need one attack to hit him. And there we go.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
What to drop? Are 4 crests worth more than 750 gold? Honestly, they are not. Of course, we got a room battle coming up. This is going to be very dangerous. Tempting Goblet and a stressful incantation. And someone is just inches away from terminal stress damage. Dazzling Light on the one you can hit with Dazzling Light. And finish him. Would have been nice if that had hit. And Defender on the Vestal to at least increase the chance that she doesn't die in this fight. Zero damage, but a fair amount of stress damage. And it's our old friend, Rend for the Old Gods. And yep, you can't. Defender can apply Distressful Incantation. Just watch their eyes, they know all of my vows. Alright. Use Divine Comfort. Critical healing on the Vestal, and that reduces her stress level a little bit. Let's see. I'm just gonna focus on finishing off the courtier. It's almost down.
Mortality
Ow.
clarified in a single strike.
Revenge of the Old Gods is a bit of a problem. Haha! Stalwart! I was reborn through the blood and betrayal of my own kin. Alright, he's gonna use Tempting Goblet. You know, if he has the ability to reduce other people's stress level, that might keep the Vestal from at least dying. Alright, and collect bounty. I don't even need the Brawler to be marked because he is human. Didn't kill him, but it ate through most of his hit points. Crush will finish the job.
Slowly.
And that just leaves the Acolyte.
This is how a life is taken.
I'm gonna go for Divine Comfort again. Just top everyone's health up a little bit. I still find it kind of both amusing and a little weird when Defender activates and then the person who would have been hit by the attack dodges. Like you tack, like I'm imagining Tardif tackling the Vestal to the ground so that she doesn't get hit. And I'm going to use Finish. Let's see, the Acolyte is dead next turn anyway, so let's use Collect Bounty on the Rabble. That wasn't terribly helpful.
A blazing star is born.
Well, I suppose it increased the torch level for free, so there is that. And Crush.
This expedition at least promises success.
I'm gonna take a gamble and give up the medicinal herbs for the crests. And successful scouting. Okay, we're moving to here. Who has the highest trap disarm? 30, 50, yeah. Yeah, the Antiquarian is not higher, so... Basange, you're our guy. And it reduces stress level too, which is nice. Just bump back to the default party order. Kind of forgot to do that. Not sure how many fights ago we were knocked out of order and I just never changed it back.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
Right. And just keep moving. It looks like we're gonna win this one. Torch, maybe? Nothing. I'm betting holy water if it's not a torch, but we don't have any more holy water. Oh, yay! 3 of my favorite enemy types! So, Festering Vapors on the Courtier, because we can chew through his hit points fairly quickly by doing that. Dazzling Light on the Brawler. Because if he's stunned, I should be able to finish him off with Finish Him. Crush on the Courtier to finish him off if he could hit. I actually probably should have used Defender instead. And finish him on the Brawler. Alright, that did exactly enough damage. And I'm fortunate he didn't attempt to use Tempting Goblet on... Oh great, 2 afflicted people.
Self-preservation is paramount. At any
One
cost.
halfpenny short, someone is going to die.
Right. And a bump in the night. Okay, Divine Comfort.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
Oh yay, hey, Tempting Goblin again. Just make sure this guy dies next turn. And flashbang on the Acolyte. Stunned her and dragged her forward. Alright. Should be able to finish her off next turn. We're still doing somewhat poorly. Stalwart doesn't seem to have done much. I mean, it caused Tardif to reduce everyone's stress once. But that's all it did.
25%. What hogwash!
And that's the end of the Acolyte. Nervous Stab, yeah, it won't kill the Rabble, but it will wound the Rabble. And that just leaves it to be finished off by Crush. And there we go.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Right. We do seem to be somewhat near the end of this mission, though. Just, I didn't do the math. I don't know exactly how many rooms is 90%, but we've made it quite a ways. And there are traps in every direction. Well, this is the way I was going to go anyway. And there's the trap. And disarmed successfully, reducing the stress level a little bit. And hunger, which we have a solution for. And I mean, if the Vestal has a heart attack, we can retreat. I've got nothing for this one, and I'm not really... Screw it, I'll use a bandage just to see. Didn't think so. Time to move. And I think the next area... I think pretty soon we're going to want to rest because, well, we're running low on torches, and resting resets the torch level. And it gives us more free inventory space. Alright. Well, we've had very good luck with disarming the traps when we find them.
Perched at the very precipice of oblivion.
I'm just gonna feed her a full 4 food. And light up our last torch. We are gonna be pushing this one right down to the wire. This is kind of a death or glory mission. Room battle with treasure. Okay. And this is the point where we light up the firewood.
Gathered close in tenuous firelight, an uneasy companionship.
We seem capable enough. I look like a nice person to you? Okay, pep talk worked. And encourage worked. So I guess it isn't an absolute certainty that a, and let's just use weapons practice. And I'm guessing being,
The darkness
another
holds
ambush.
much worse than mere trickery.
And this one's considerably worse than the last one was. Okay, get yourself back into position. This is going to be hard. This is not going to be an easy fight. We will win, though, guys. I promise. We got this. Ow. Stone, it gazes at me. Right. Divine grace on yourself to get yourself farther away from death's door. Alright. The Vestal must survive. Tardif, defender. Don't touch me, the darkness works through you. Okay then, Rampart! And finish him. Attempt to finish him. Oh, shit. That's not good. That's very, entirely not good.
Now the true test. Hold fast or expire.
Alright. So continue the festering vapor strategy for healing these guys. And we hope that the man-at-arms can get a turn and can use... Okay, that works too. Divine Grace. Still has a mortality debuff. Let's see. I'm gonna try Defender first. And yes, she's letting him do it this time. That one's mine. Alright then. Collect bounty on the already injured one. And you can finish him off. Alright. One fewer enemy to worry about. Alright. Festering vapors. You throw stuff at us, we throw stuff right back at you. Some presence here, dark and foul. Alright, divine comfort this time. Collect bounty. Yeah, it won't kill him, but it'll bring him very close to death. And Crush should finish the job.
Ho 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 ho! A devil's due.
Okay. There's this knife in the dark, which doesn't do very much damage. Alright, fortifying vapors on the Vestal.
I'll not sit idly by and wait for your betrayal.
Divine comfort. Since he's gonna die on his next turn no matter what, I can just use this turn to use healing abilities and move people around and stuff.
Strength
And there
is
we
the
go.
weapon that cuts on its own.
Well, we got a lot of loot from that. And now we have a room battle with treasure after a hallway battle. That's a hallway battle. That's quite a bit of a hallway battle. I wasn't expecting it to be this dangerous. Alright, especially since we didn't surprise them. This is gonna be, like I said, win or lose, this one's gonna be right down to the wire. Alright. Just gonna use Crush on the court here. Alright, that's the end of him. Dazzling Light won't reach him. Will Judgment? Judgment will. I want not to be hit by Quarrel.
You shall suffer as I have.
I can't always get what I want. I mean, if I try sometimes, I find that I get what I need, but... Alright, Bone Rabble. Nope. Nope. Collect Bounty didn't work. Ow. Divine Comfort. And Graveyard Slash. Festering Vapors. Please miss. Whatever you do, please miss. Thank you! Thank you! Maybe I just need to ask nicely more often. You won't be able to kill this guy in one hit with Crush, so let's use Rampart. The knockback is irrelevant, the stun is useful. See, I didn't ask him to miss that time, and he didn't miss. Oh, Festering Vapors will do him in. Well, finish him. There we go. And Divine Comfort. I probably could have gotten away with Divine Grace, but I don't know, 3 people were damaged. Crush! And may as well use Divine Comfort again. Get everybody nice and healed. Fortifying Vapors. Well, in that case, use it on the Bounty Hunter. Just gambling. Just gonna use every form of healing I can in the hopes of getting critical healing and reducing stress levels.
A trifling victory.
And
But
a journal
victory
page.
nonetheless.
The assault was overwhelming. With Cuthbert slain and as Bolin fell, I was driven by rage. I leapt and drove my axe into the creature's many eyes. Purple ichor splashed my face and my very soul shook as it bellowed. The only thing I can recall after was falling swiftly into blackness. Sorry about the cough. I've been talking for quite a while, my throat's getting kind of dry. But yep, that's what happens when you fight a Shambler. And we are out of light sources. Right. Okay, Festering Vapors on the Aralust. Which means I really need to... Which means I really need to rely on abilities like Dazzling Light that increase the torch level. You should give me your share. Alright, Rampart. Ooh, critical Rampart. And a knockdown. And a stun, I mean. Oh, that's the end of him. Ow. Very ow. And stressful incantation. That's not good. That's even more not good. That's even worse. Okay, it missed. Alright. And so she's decided her turn for me. It would have been helpful if instead I could have had her use an ability that generates light. Our cause unites us. Alright, Defender on the Vestal. Okay, it won't let me use that, so... rampart. Maybe I should have used defender on the antiquarian instead. Right. Finish off the. What are the odds you can one-shot her with finish him? I'll risk it. Perhaps I shouldn't have risked it. Well, let's see if I can finish her off with nervous stab. I can! Alright. That still leaves the Arablest, and he's going to be a problem. And she's abusive.
Frustration and fury, more destructive than 100 cannons.
Finish him. Alright, that leaves fortifying vapor, festering vapors. 4 damage per round for 3 rounds. Unfortunately, the Vestal is about to be hit by Quarrel.
Soothed, sedated.
Our cause unites us. Okay. Well, let's just remove a corpse so this guy's within attacking range. And nervous stab.
Seize this momentum.
Lighting the
Push
torch
on to the
immediately.
task's end.
And I can give up on the minor antique. Unfortunately, I don't have a key to open the heirloom chest.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
What to drop? I'll drop the shovels. Okay. And a room battle with treasure again. Yeah, we're really pushing it to the limit with this. Honestly, I've probably passed the point where I should have retreated with all the stuff I've got. Though no one is dead yet. Alright, festering vapors on the Acolyte. Since she's the one no one else can easily reach. Oh, great. That's gonna put her on death's door again.
A hand's breadth from becoming unwound.
Oh shit. Okay. I sometimes forget that you can survive multiple death blow checks. Right. It's mainly an issue if the enemy has a lot of abilities that cause damage over time. Right. Well, I'm taking a risk no matter what, but I'm going to go with Defender. On the other option would be to use Crush and kill the Acolyte. And in hindsight, Crush would actually have been the right move. Alright, Festering Vapors. Just keep at it with trying to deplete the Acolyte's hit points. And Defender is paying for itself. And even more so because Defender renders Eldritch Pull irrelevant, because you can't pull the Man-at-Arms forward because he's already in the front. Alright? Yeah. That did it. Would have been nice if you could have gotten that critical earlier, though. Alright, Crush on the Rabble, because you can actually kill that. Well, you probably could have killed the Courtier. Dazzling Light on the Courtier, because if you stun him, I can finish him off with Finish Him. Or not. Well, I'm going to use Dazzling Light because we can generate more light to make up for our lack of torches. Stab. And that's... So just to prove that you're in charge, you decided to destroy a corpse rather than ending the fight. Well, I suppose it fits with the concept of being afflicted.
Foolish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
Okay, she's full. Use the last 2 pieces of food to feed the other 2. And I'm gonna give up the onyx. We actually made it! I did not think we would. Well, I'm gonna continue adventuring just long enough to open this chest. Because I can drop the last of the supply items.
The flow of otherworldly corruption.
And I'm gonna be honest, it was touch and go there for a little while, but we actually did it!
Walls of our ancestry are beginning to feel familiar.
And the Eldritch Slayer's ring, which could be very useful for certain fights, 21,885 gold, in addition to 9 deeds and the 7,500 gold reward for the quest. And let's see how many heirlooms we got. 32 crests, 2 deeds, a portrait, and 8 busts. Well, we pushed ourselves absolutely to the limit. 3 out of 4 people are afflicted, and everyone's resolve was tested in that mission, but we won! We pulled it off! Also, I may actually need to lock that in. That permanent plus 10% prod. I may need to lock that quirk in. That's pretty amazing. And we have a lot of gold, so I could actually afford to lock a quirk in.
I remember days when the sun shone, and laughter could be heard from the tavern.
Adnel hasn't been seen for a while. What would it cost? I'm gonna actually look into that now. What would it cost to lock hard skinned in? 7,350 gold. Suppose I were to upgrade the treatment ward. Reduce the treatment cost by 10%. Let's see. Giving up. I would need 8 more busts, which would cost me 24 crests, but I can actually afford to do that, so I'm going to do that. And now I'm going to upgrade the treatment library.
The front line of this war is not in the dungeon, but rather inside the mind.
And it reduces the cost of locking a quirk in, and yeah, I'm locking in hard skinned. A permanent 10% increase to prot is exceedingly valuable. But I mainly wanted to do that before I forgot to do it, and other than that, after quite a while, maybe it wasn't a good idea for a long quest to be our 3rd quest of the day, this is going to be the end for this video. Thank you all for watching me through all of this. It seems like things are finally looking up, so what kind of terrible fate could undo all of that? Find out next time. In the meantime, I love you all. Thank you for watching.